buckle up, because this is the story of a bear who partied harder than any rock star ever could. In 1985, a black bear in Georgia stumbled upon something it was definitely not supposed to find: a duffel bag stuffed with nose candy. Yes, the powdered party mix that no one's supposed to touch. And what did this bear do? It didn't just sniff it. Oh no, this guy went all in, and the results? Let's just say nature didn't plan for this level of chaos. So, how did a bear end up with a bag of powdered energy? Let's rewind to September 11, 1985. Meet Andrew Thornton II, a man who somehow managed to combine being a narcotics cop, a lawyer, and a full-blown drug smuggler. Thornton was flying over the southeastern United States in his private plane, hauling a load of party powder meant for the black market. But somewhere along the way, things went sideways. Maybe the weight of all that white powder was too much, or maybe Thornton just wasn't great at his job. Either way, he decided the best plan was to chuck a bunch of duffel bags full of the good stuff out of his plane into the Chattahoochee National Forest. Because sure, who wouldn't want to rain chaos on Georgia's wilderness? Thornton wasn't done making bad decisions. After tossing the stash, he strapped on a parachute, ready to make his grand escape. Except, spoiler, the chute didn't open. Thornton plummeted to his untimely death, crash landing in someone's backyard in Knoxville, Tennessee. When authorities found him, he was decked out in body armor, Gucci loafers, and carrying night vision goggles. Oh, and he had $4,500 in cash and a bag of powder candy strapped to him. Because why not go out with style? Meanwhile, in the woods, those duffel bags didn't just disappear. They sat there, waiting for some poor soul, or in this case, an innocent black bear to stumble upon them. Fast forward to December 1985, and that's exactly what happened. Enter our star, a 175-pound black bear just minding its own business. Until it wasn't. This bear found one of Thornton's bags, ripped it open, and decided to have the snack of a lifetime. The bear didn't just nibble. It consumed enough powdered chaos to fuel a small city's nightlife scene. And well, bears aren't exactly built for that. By the time authorities found it, the bear had gone full tilt, then flatlined. Its stomach was packed with the stuff, and the poor thing didn't stand a chance. So, the bear had a one-way ticket to Party Town. But let's talk about what happened next, because this story doesn't just end with a bear overdose. When authorities discovered the bear in December 1985, sprawled out in the Chattahoochee National Forest, they were understandably stunned. I mean, what do you even write on a report like that? Bear ate too much powdered joy? The medical examiner who looked into this mess had a field day. During the autopsy, they found that the bear's stomach was stuffed with the powdery loot. And we're not talking a sprinkle. The poor guy had eaten an estimated 75 pounds of the stash. Let that sink in, 75 pounds of pure trouble. Unsurprisingly, the bear's system had completely shut down. Heart failure, respiratory failure, you name it. This bear was a walking cautionary tale for anyone considering bad life choices. Now you'd think the story would end there. Tragic bear, tragic powder, tragic choices. But oh no, the legend of Pablo Escobear was just getting started. After the autopsy, the bear's remains were sent off to be taxidermied. Why? Because apparently, when life hands you a bear with a nose for trouble, you make it a trophy. The taxidermy bear was passed around a bit, like the most bizarre hot potato in history. It eventually ended up in a pawn shop. Yes, a pawn shop. And as if things couldn't get any weirder, it was purchased by none other than country music legend Waylon Jennings. That's right, that Waylon Jennings. The guy bought a stuffed bear that once binged on powdered chaos. You can't make this stuff up. But wait, there's more. The bear didn't stay with Waylon for long. It changed hands again and eventually ended up on display in a Kentucky mall. Because apparently, nothing says family outing like a bear with a backstory involving duffel bags and bad decisions. By this point, the bear had been dubbed Pablo Escobear, a name as ridiculous as the entire situation. And just when you think this tale couldn't possibly get more surreal, it turns out people loved the bear. Visitors flocked to see it, drawn by the sheer absurdity of its story. A bear who unknowingly became a cautionary tale for the ages was now a bizarre pop culture icon. The legend of Pablo Escobear didn't just fade into obscurity, it snowballed into one of the weirdest pop culture phenomena ever. After its stint in the Kentucky Mall, the bear's story took on a life of its own. People weren't just fascinated, they were obsessed. How often do you hear about a bear, a smuggler, and 75 pounds of powdered chaos all colliding in one headline? The story gained traction over the years, partly because it was so bizarre, and partly because it was just too funny to ignore. Books, podcasts, and even TV specials started dissecting the chain of events, from Andrew Thornton's failed parachute jump to the bear's unfortunate final meal. By the early 2000s, the bear's notoriety had grown so much that it wasn't just a curiosity anymore. It was a legend. And then came the final twist. In 2015, the taxidermied bear found its forever home at a quirky roadside attraction in Lexington, Kentucky, called the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall. The owners tracked down the bear and turned it into the centerpiece of their shop. With a nameplate proudly declaring it Pablo Escobear, the bear became a tourist magnet. Visitors from all over the world came to see the infamous party bear, snapping photos and buying every piece of merch imaginable. T-shirts, mugs, stickers, you name it, they had it. The bear wasn't just a story anymore. It was a brand. But the real kicker, the bear, through all its bizarre fame, became a weird kind of mascot for bad decisions and their consequences. People joked about it, sure, but there was an underlying sense of, wow, that's what happens when things go way off the rails. Schools even used it as an example in anti-drug campaigns, because if a bear ODing in the woods doesn't scare you straight, what will? And just when you think the tale had reached its peak, Hollywood got involved. In 2023, the story inspired a movie aptly titled Cocaine Bear, directed by Elizabeth Banks. The film took creative liberties, because of course it did, turning the bear into a rampaging forest beast instead of the unfortunate victim it actually was. But hey, when your life story involves smuggling, duffel bags, and stuffed animals in a mall, a little exaggeration is almost expected. At its core, Pablo Escobar's tale is more than just a strange chapter in true crime history. It's a reminder of how unpredictable life can be, and how one smuggler's botched plan turned into a story people couldn't stop talking about. A bear, a plane, and powdered party dust. It sounds like a joke, but it's all too real. Thanks for tuning in to Talescape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that make you laugh, shake your head, and remind you that truth really is stranger than fiction. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Every story we share is crafted with dedication and a whole lot of effort. Posting videos almost every day is no easy task, but your support makes it all worthwhile. A simple click can go a long way in helping us continue this journey. So, if you want to be part of something bigger, hit that subscribe button and let's keep exploring these incredible stories together. Your support truly means everything to us.